Hello, visionary, and welcome to your live event. So, today we're talking about how to kick off the new year right. And by right, what I mean is how to kick off the new year by design. So, this is a time when people are setting goals, they're setting visions, they're getting really excited about the new year. And what's not talked about is how do we do this by design? We know that we're not all designed to get out there and hustle. We know that we're not all designed the same way. So it's really important to do this differently and to make sure that we know how to kick off the new year by design. So that's what today is going to be. I asked you guys to bring a journal, and we are going to actually be doing some really cool exercises today and kind of going through some really fun things. So if you're here, please type in the chat. If you're here live, say hi and type in the chat where you are tuning in from. So, welcome, welcome. We're excited to have you all here. And I want to just start off by saying Happy New Year to everyone. And once again, super grateful to have you all part of this community. Are we good? Shared. Awesome. Awesome. And we have so many amazing things planned for you guys this year, like so many cool, amazing things planned for you. So, what I'm asking is if you are joining in live or listening to the recording, please have a buddy in mind or share this with a buddy. Because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through some processes and we're going to be talking about how to best unleash and launch this new year. And you want to have support. You want to have support when you are beginning something new. And it really helps to have sort of like, this is the worst word for some people, but an accountability partner, someone just that you can talk with and brainstorm with. And so if you have somebody in mind, go ahead and share this video with them and or invite them in to discuss some of these principles. So welcome everybody. If you're just jumping on, welcome, welcome. I am Raquel of Raquel and Davidian Unleash Your Genius. And we are here today talking about 2022. We have some really, really exciting information for you guys today. And I hope you guys are having an amazing kickoff to the new year. I feel like there is big things happening. And even though there's a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, and there's a lot of wobble out there, we also have a lot of incredible light and energy that is transforming and serving and bringing people to their highest, most awakened self. All of these potentials exist right here and right now. And so the question is, what are you going to choose? Now, beyond just the spiritual work and the notions of visualizing law of attraction energy work, my partner and I, Davidian and I, we work in a system called human design. For those of you who are new to our work, human design is an assessment tool on steroids. Basically, it gives you the depth of your intel all the way to your DNA code. Now, what I want to say about this, and it's really important because of what we're going to be talking about today, I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to talk about different design types and what it means to seed and vision and set goals, as well as what's going on with the calendar, so how the calendar is working with the new year. So all of these things we're going to talk about today. So hello, hello, and welcome everybody who is here live. Hello, Kat. Hey, Pam. Hey, Flo. Welcome, welcome. So giving myself a little sip of tea, and then we're going to dive into the intel for today. So also what I would love to know is, what type are you? So go ahead and type in the chat which type you are, if you're a generator, projector, and what your inner authority is. So I am a splenic projector. So go ahead and let us know which type you are so we know who we're talking to. And hey, Andrea. Aww. So glad you made it. Awesome to see you. Oh, awesome. Okay, we have manifesting gen. Oh, we have a lot of MGs in here. It's really important to have MGs knowing this stuff because they are just naturally ready to like get shiz done. Like they have the energy to do it. And yet, if they're not responding and operating correctly, they are going to be totally, out of sync for manifesting, right? So really, really important. Um, so I want to start off by saying a couple of things, okay? First, I want to say that when we're talking about this, the human design new year, it's really important to know how we're going through the gates and when we're going through the gates so that we can seed our new dreams, our new visions with the most success. So it's all of the transits are aligning for our success. So what's super interesting is on December 31st, which is the time most people are setting their new year's to January 5th. Okay, during that time frame we're in the cross of tension, and so that is literally the worst time that you could be setting resolutions for yourself. Okay, so we wonder why our goals and our resolutions fall short or why we can't keep up with them. Well, during that time, it's really not about looking forward, it's about looking behind you and looking in the past. Okay, um so during the 31st to the 5th is about really exploring the past, and the question I'm going to have you guys answer and the question that you're exploring during that time, we're actually on the 7th today, so I'm going to take you through the 5th to the 10th. And then next week, I'll talk about going from the 10th to the 21st when we're actually changing the new codon. Um, and so I'm going to take you through today, which is first, we've been through the cross of tension and the question we're asking looking back on the past. Okay, so those of you who are here live, you can type it in the chat. So what we're processing, what we're looking back on, and by the way, if I missed some chats, it's only because I just took my glasses off and I can't see. But I will go back and look at them all. I promise. And thank you guys all for being here. So I hope you're excited. I hope you have your journals. We're going to do some processes and we're going to seriously go deep today. So I hope you guys are all excited for some real like activation. I want to activate and help you guys to really have the greatest success for 2022 because man, I'm going to have a freaking kick butt year. And I want to take y'all with me so we can all kind of support each other, rise up, and really have success for our projectors, particularly who are ready for it, right? So, as I was saying, we are in the January, so we're in this phase, let's see, January 5th to 7th. So, the question we were asking, and this was a couple of days ago, but you can still ask. Okay, so the question we're asking from the 31st to the 5th is, were you on purpose? Okay, so was your last year on purpose? So, did you feel like you were living your life on purpose? We all know when we're not on purpose, right? You get a sense of, ooh, something's not correct, or you have a sense of feeling frustration, boredom, right? Or for me, when I was knowing that it was time for me to move on, I just had a discomfort. It was like, oh, I'm meant for something more. I'm meant for something bigger. Okay, so did you guys feel last year like you were on purpose? So that's the question. Type it in the chat or contemplate this in your journals. And if you're listening to the recording, you can also type in the chat because I'm going to go back and read all of the chats. So, do you feel you were on purpose? And so, some of you may be like, oh, I kind of am feeling my purpose bubbling up. I feel like I'm designed for something more, or I'm absolutely stuck in something that's not correct for me. So these are all of the contemplations that you might be feeling right now. Okay. So were you on purpose? And then as we're moving past the fifth, okay, we start moving into the gate 54. And this one's really interesting. So what we're going to be moving into, so the actually what we're into now, the 5th through the 10th. So we're on the 7th. So here we're asking the question, who can I lean on? Who are my allies? Who are those people that are going to be with me, my band of angels, right? That are going to be surrounding me, lifting me up, supporting me, and who, for projectors, it's recognizing, and for everybody else, it's like, who's that projector who can help me, right? And like, you want your team, you want your manifestors, you want your generators, you want everybody on your team, and you want your support, your allies. So we're still not visioning, right? We're still not visioning and setting goals. We're just contemplating, and we're feeling like, who are my allies? Did I see Krista? Hey, Krista. Hey, Andrea. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. At least on path. So for once in my life, I can say I was actually on path. Oh my God, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's huge, right? I can say that too. And I think it is such an incredibly, like, that is success, right? That is success. It's like to look back and be like, okay, this past year I was on purpose. Now, you may or you may not feel that way, but it doesn't matter. It's just the question, it's the contemplation, right? And that's what's really, really important, is that contemplation. So look around. Look around. And I asked you guys to call in a buddy for this particular these trainings that we're doing. So think of someone that you want to lean on, and that you want to be kind of like the person you can bounce things off of. And here's the deal, when you start doing human design, sometimes it's someone that's not already in your inner circle, somebody who's not, you haven't known for 20 years, somebody who's just now seeing you, recognizing you, getting you, because so much of your life begins to change when you start to decondition, right? So much of your life begins to take on new qualities. So who are your allies? So this is what's interesting about human design and your DNA. So I wanted to mention this because when I'm talking about when it's time to set the vision for your new year, it's not going to be until we hit the 41st gate, which is going to be January 21st. Okay, so after 21st, we're not even going to be looking at our goals until then. This is a time of contemplation and looking behind us. Isn't that kind of exciting? So it's like, if you're feeling the pressure of like, oh my God, it's the new year, I got to get these goals and I got to lose weight, I got to do all these things, like, chill. Like, it's not time. We've got this processing time to really go deep. So the 41st gate, and the reason I'm bringing up the DNA is because if you haven't looked at how the I Ching relates to your DNA code, I recommend Googling this. There are several books on it. And what it and the I Ching, for those of you who don't know, are what the gates in your human design are based on. And they have found the correlation between the I Ching and the DNA code. So the way the codons, they go with the hexagrams. And so there's a genetic sequence that starts a sentence and starts the beginning of your genetic codes, the beginning of your sequencing. And that happens in the 41st gate. So you're talking about the beyond synchronicities, right? Or if you don't really, it's not really even synchronicities, it's the patterns upon patterns of the genetic sequencing that's shown in our DNA, the I Ching, and in nature, right? And so it's really frigging profound. And so after this live, Google that, the DNA and the I Ching, and see how those things fit together. Because when we're talking about our human design chart and we're talking about our gates, we are basically been given the code to read what our DNA is telling us. Okay, so this is huge. So as the wheel is turning, so this is the transit. So what the transit means, it's more about what's in the environment. So when we're in the environment to see new things, that is when we want to start beginning that process of visioning. Really cool, right? Really interesting stuff. You guys with me? It's cool, right? So right now we're still in this process of like, was I on purpose? Who are my allies? These are the questions we're asking. And then next week, at this same time, next Friday, I'm going to go into the next sequence, which we hit after the 10th. Okay. And that's a really interesting one. We go into the gate 61 and we're going into more of the, how the mind is thinking about what happened and thinking about the new year and processing. So this is going to be really fun. So next week we'll go more into the mind. So hey Krista. So basically here's what I want to also talk about today is the type. So how do we manifest by type, right? So first and most important thing I want you guys to put in the chat is, are you a defined or an undefined ego center? So the ego center is the red square that's kind of over like on the right hand side of your chart, and it's a little like kind of triangle like, not square, triangle like shape. So type in the chat whether you are defined or undefined. If you're listening to the recording, I do go back and check everything. I always respond to everything. So even if you're listening to the replay, go ahead and type it in so we can all like bring up and feel into the energy together. Good. Okay. So we have a good like combination of both defined and undefined. So what I want to say is this is the primary center when we're talking about goals and when we're talking about inspiration and keeping a hold of those resolutions. Okay, so for those of you who are undefined, it is not correct for you to make those levels of commitments. Okay, so the undefined will is a very beautiful and sacred undefined center. And so, but it also is a really intense monkey on your back when you haven't fully deconditioned yet from it. So, the deconditioning process of that undefined will is really asking, like, am I making commitments to make myself feel better? Meaning, oh, I'm not really doing well. I'm going to use the obvious one, like with my exercise program. So I'm going to make a commitment to make myself feel better to exercise every single day. But you know that you're not going to, most undefined wills, it's harder for them to keep those commitments. And so then they have like sort of these broken commitments. And so if you are undefined, you have to get really, really good at knowing your inner authority. And if your inner authority is giving you the then it could be something that you could begin to start thinking about. And so the inner authority is your guidepost. So, but what we normally have here in the New Year's and in like most of this will center is the need to prove or improve ourselves. And I think that is the misconception of this time, that most people are feeling like, oh, it's the new year, I better improve myself, make myself thinner, make myself more beautiful, make myself more smart, more successful, richer. I got to reach my goals. And so that kind of level of intensity, as far as improving the self, what it does is it actually takes away from what we are doing here at Human Design, which is cracking open our uniqueness and allowing ourselves to be perfect as we are in our uniqueness, and then allowing that uniqueness to open up the doors to what the divine is unfolding for us, downloading for us to maybe integrate into our system based on the fact that, ooh, that feels juicy and exciting for me. And it's not about trying to endlessly improve ourselves. You guys know what I'm talking about? The endless improvement, the endless I'm not enough, the endless. And look, here's the thing. Um it's the unhealthy ego that's pushing that on the undefined ego. Don't you love Human Design? So it's the unhealthy willpower pushing all their need to like go out there, make it happen, and that will, that pushing on out into the world. And also the ego, when it's distorted, it's like an egotism. It's an unhealthy ego. I'm better than you, right? And I'm this and I'm that. And so that ego distortion is what the undefined ego is absorbing and amplifying and distorting. During this time of the year, that's a huge distortion. You guys know what I'm saying? It's a huge distortion. And so what we want to do is we want to let the undefined will off the hook and just say, listen to your inner authority. That is going to be what is the greatest gift that you could give yourself, right? So now an undefined will with also no sacral, then that's somebody who, if the undefined will, so that would be somebody who's undefined, who's also a projector, a manifester, or a reflector, right? The undefined sacral. So then you're not only absorbing the distortion of that willpower, but you are also absorbing the distortion of the generator fuel that's like, we got to go out there and make shit happen. It's this time of year. We got to push, 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 hustle, 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 go, 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 right? So that can be really intense. And so those are the first types that I want to be supporting right now as we're moving into this new year and setting these new visions. Okay. The next thing, of course, is our undefined sacrals. All of you, which is whether you're defined will or undefined, if you are any one without that sacral, you are going to feel the pressure right now to go out and get something done and friggin' hustle it, right? And so so you have to remember that we are no matter what the generator trip is, which is like even in people that you really, really respect. So even in the most powerful teachers that you love, they're still caught up in the generator world. And that generator world is first off, it's breaking down, and the new leadership is the leaders are stepping into place come 2027. There's a new way of leading this that's not about making it happen and going out and initiating. Okay, it's going to be about collaborating together and really allowing the generators to do work, but in satisfaction as opposed to in enslavement and frustration, right? And so we need to understand that each type, as you guys know, we all manifest differently. Are we all manifestors? No. The population, we've got 8% that are manifestors, right? Does that mean those are the only types here to manifest a life they love? No. We're all here to manifest a life that we love. but we all have to do it in our own unique and beautiful, amazing way. Okay. And so generators, I love you and you are here to respond. Okay. So what that means is if you are taking on the I got to go out and do something, then again, for our generators, you're going to begin to start yourself in that frustration. So even though the generators can keep up and yeah, they've got the fuel, it's for them to honor their sacred fuel, to honor the sanctity of their energy, and to only be giving their energy to those things that they really are feeling satisfied and juicy with. Okay, so these are a couple key points. First, most important, the undefined ego. Okay, second, most important is that we are not here to fix, we're here to individualize. We're not here to be in an endless self-improvement. We're here to crack open the beauty of our uniqueness. The uniqueness does all of the work for you. Okay, because let's just take business, for example. If you're trying to, have success in your business, well, guess what? If you're in a crowded highway and you guys are all moving, right, you have a lot of competition. But if you are uniquely in your own lane, meaning you've discovered who you are, you've discovered your unique gates, you've discovered your unique channels, you've discovered who you are uniquely, you're in your own lane. You're in your own lane. Your uniqueness does all the talking for you. Your aura does your talking when you're living your strategy correctly. Okay? So huge. Next, we remember that we're not setting any goals until the 21st. So next week, I'll go through that process of going from the 10th to the 21st and how we can really seed that. And then, of course, as you guys know, you have to live your unique type. Okay, so these are some of the things that are super key, super important. So what I would love to do with everybody who's here live, I would love to take you through a little process. And this will be a process for us to kind of expand and activate this time of year beautifully by design. So everybody who's here live, can you guys give me a yes or I want to do the process in the chat so I can see how many people? Here's the reason why. Everybody who's here live is creating an auric field. We're all co-creating this energy together. And so if you guys are here live, then you're going to be seeding and bringing this all in this force field. And so we're going to turn on and activate as a group. Okay, so if you guys are here live, go ahead and type in the chat so I can see how many people are able to like bring the energy together. Because some of you may be driving or you may be, kind of listening to other things while you've got this on, all kinds of things. So what you would have to do is you'd have to be able to kind of close your eyes, get centered. Krista, you in for it? Yeah, girl. Andrea, yeah. Deborah, Flo, yeah. Awesome. Pam, awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, Tara. Yeah, you guys are into it. Okay, this was so cool. And those of you who didn't respond, it's totally fine too. I have enough energy here where I can feel like enough of the group is ready. And wherever you are, just know that you can pause it and come back later. So you don't have to do it all right now. Oh my God, awesome. We've got Hannah. Oh my God, we got Jen Fry. Yeah, girl. Hey, so good to see you. Oh my God. Okay. Melanie, hey. Sorry, I'm squinting like how I cannot see without my glasses on, but my glasses were like had a mark and I wasn't seeing properly. Okay, so I'm really excited. We're going to turn on. We're going to freaking rock it out. Okay, so everybody who's here live, we're going to go through this process together. And what we're doing is we are going to be seeding and visioning the stages that we're in right now in the transits. And then we're going to be pulling it all together in a new way to begin this process of awakening your most aligned self. So this is actually in process. So what I need for you guys all to do. Hey, Farrah Miller, I'm so grateful to have you here. So good, you made it. Awesome. Okay, guys, so are you ready? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little closer to the mic. So if the sound changes a little, I apologize. So everybody who's here, and if you're listening to the recording, then just do what you need to do. We're going to go into a little process, and then I'm going to give you guys a little homework. Okay, so everybody taking a breath with me. Close your eyes for a moment and come into this sacred now. And just for a moment, let go of everything you need to do. Just let it go. Let go of every fear, every worry, anything that's been on your plate, let it go. Just release it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to feel into the frequency and the vibration of everyone who's listening in from around the world, and just take a breath in collectively with everyone. And then just feel your energy moving deeper into your core. And what I want you guys to do now is drop into the heart center. We're going to be focusing on this will. And the undefined will, what I want you guys to do is just surrender in this moment and know that you are doing this perfectly. You are 100% in the perfect space and time. So I want you to surrender to thy will, meaning a higher frequency of will, and trust that it is the mind that throws off your frequency. So just allow the mind to move into a place of silence and breathe in and relax. And now you define wills. Those of you who are defined here, just know that you have what it takes to be the most perfect reflection of yourself. You do not need to push that onto anyone else. You do not need to push your will onto anyone else. But just allow that beautiful reflection humbly to reflect the beautiful nature of your uniqueness. And now I want you guys to just expand for a moment and watch the mind, because it's going to want to come in and it's going to want to judge, and it's going to want to say you're not doing this right. It's going to think about dinner. I'm hungry. I'm tired. It's going to go through its array of, oh, this conversation I had with my sister. And so just watch the mind, and actually whenever it talks to you, just repeat it back so you can be conscious of what it's got going on up there. And now we're going to move it into the back seat and drop into the passenger. And this passenger is aligned to the frequency of abundance and all that is. And this is where real intelligence exists in the vehicle. This is the real intelligence that you want to guide your life and let it move your life into your purpose. And that is the first question that we are asking ourselves is, were we on purpose last year? And if not, ask in this moment for this divine intelligence, and it might just give you this little nudge. Like, it's okay. Yeah, you may not have been on purpose, but read this book. You may not have been on purpose, but it's time for you to explore this course. Maybe it's time for you to go to the gym. So just let the vehicle kind of provide you with information. It'll be different for everyone. It might be a visual. It might be just a gentle nudge. So were you on purpose? Let that reverberate. Were you on purpose last year? How can you be more on purpose? Just feel that. And then the next question we're going to be contemplating here and now in this frequency are, who are my allies? Who are those that got my back, that are cheering me on, that are like, you can do this. Like, you feel it. You know they're there for you. You can feel their support. Your allies, those are the ones that you want to lean on. And are there some people that may be a little toxic in your life that you want to pull away from. So that's the contemplation we're in. So everybody taking a breath in with me and just feel what's present. Just allow yourself to be in the frequency. And I want you guys to know that in the power of this frequency, we're also tapping into this divine space of wisdom, of love. And in this space of love, what do? We forgive, we let go. What we do in this divine space of love is we allow for compassion. We allow our life to be one of gratitude. And so I want you guys to feel that for a moment. Feel into the gratitude, feel into the frequency. And now we're going to come back into the space. So take one more breath in. Feel your body grounding and getting present. Bring your attention back into the space, into your room. And take a few minutes to maybe jot down in your journals, who are your allies? Were you on purpose? And remember, this week, no goals. This week, no commitments. This week, we're not even going to be visioning the new year. When the 21st comes around and we move into the new gate of the 41st gate, when it's time to seed these new visions, then we can start talking about that. Okay? So right now, I want you just to contemplate those couple of questions. And do you feel the shift in frequency? As you shift in frequency, that's when synchronicity comes into your life. That's when magic begins to come in. And that's when you begin to truly be your unique self and manifest as your unique self. Because what happens is a lot of the chaos of the aura, so the frustration eases for our MGs and our Gs, our generators. The bitterness releases for our projectors who've been bitter far too long. For our manifestors, the anger subsides and you move into a place of peace, right? You move into a place of peace. So, I am super honored to share the beginning of the year with you guys. I'm super honored to share this time with you. And so, right now, again, for the next week, those are the things you're contemplating, okay? Now, I do want to say one more thing. I do want to share with you guys a little bit about what I've got going on. This is an invitation if it feels right, okay? So for those of you who feel like, ooh, now's my time to go a little bit deeper to know myself, I've never done this before, okay? I've never done this kind of I've never opened my doors like this. So as you guys know, I run 3 certification programs. The 4 Radical Transformations, the Creative Coaching Certification for Human Design Specialists, and now the Rave Cosmology. So right now I'm opening my door to my level 2 certification. And I've never opened it to the public because, obviously you have to do level 1 first. But I know that there were a lot of people that feel like I know the basics of human design and I'm ready for level 2. And so everyone had been asking me about that. I want to go into the next level. I want to go into level 2. And so what I'm doing is kind of a fast track for some of you. And even if you're brand new to human design, but you're like, oh my God, I'm so driven. I'm a fast learner. Basically what I'm doing is I'm helping people kind of fast track level 1 so that they can be ready for my level 2, which is actually starting the end of January. So after this time frame where we're kind of going through this contemplation, which is the perfect time to decondition, it's the perfect time to go through the intel. So it's a really, really awesome opportunity. If you guys have been following me for a while, you've been drawn to human design and you're like, oh my God, yes, I have to do this. I need to get certified and I'm feeling that I need to know human design. The doors are open. Okay. And usually this is my year-long program. So it's kind of a rare opportunity and it should be a frigging unbelievably amazing and powerful. So I do like to connect with people on the phone if they are interested. So in the description, I did put support, my email support at raquelreina.com. You can reach out to me there if you feel called to do this incredible opportunity. I also want to let you guys know next week we're going to do another training for the new year. And then the following Friday, we're going to be doing some other things. I don't want to give it away yet. I'll tell you guys next week, but it's going to be amazing. So I'll keep you guys on your seats, on the edge of your seats, on the edge of your seats. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read my chats. So thank you guys so much for going through the process with me. For projectors, release bitterness. Yes. Yeah, it's big. It's big. So, was that good for you guys? Did you feel the shift? Oh, good. Good, good, good. So we have some good things to contemplate, right? This week. So come the 10th, we're going to move into the gate 61, which is our gate of inner truth. So this is a whole new contemplation of inner truth. Okay. So the gate 61 is on the 10th. And so next week we're meeting on the 14th. So I'm going to take you through the gate 61. And again, then I'm going to take you through the completion stages, which we go to in January 16th. And really important to know the completion stages and what those completion stages are until we come around to the 21st. Okay. So living by design, it's about learning the transits, making sure we're in alignment with the rave chart, and then also making sure that you're making your commitments by design. Okay. By design. So, Melanie, did that answer your question? So projectors, yeah, it's about releasing the bitterness. And, projectors are here designed for success, right? So it really is contemplating last year. Did you feel successful? Also, did you feel successful? Because successful really is about, kind of creating the world in your own way so that you're not falling into or falling prey to the generator world. It's about creating the world in your own unique way, making money, not burning out, and doing it in a way that's correct for you, right? So, everybody who is here live, I really want to let you guys know I could feel you all. I could feel the connection. And what I really love is that there's a buzz of like, ooh, what I really felt energetically was instead of this feeling like, ooh, I'm behind because I haven't kept up with the new year and the new resolution, it's like a relief, right? There's like a release and a relief that, like, oh, wait a minute, this is actually perfect timing. And usually your soul feels like this great feeling of like, ooh, all right, I'm right on. I'm right on. I'm not behind. I'm right on target, right? So that's what I'm hoping that you guys felt. I could feel that kind of release with the energy. Is my cup tripping you out? I know it really is. I don't know how it does that. It's just so crazy. So crazy, right? All right, you guys. So I'm going to leave it here for tonight, Friday night. We're getting ready for the weekend. I hope you guys are going to party it up because we are. We're whooping it up. Just joking. We are having a little party, but not a huge one. All right. So listen, you guys, I love you all so much. And I'm going to see you all next week. Who's ready to do level 2? I know you guys want to. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to jump on the phone with you too. So reach out to me via email. And I am super in love with you guys. Feeling you. And I will see you guys all next week. And happy 2022. It's going to be a kick-ass year. Flow. Gotta do it. You gotta do it. Seriously, this is the time to do it, because I'm really like holding the hands of those people who've not done level 1, and they're fast tracking it. So like if you know the basics, your type, your inner authority, like, and you're like, oh my God, I have to do this. This is the time. I've never done it before. And you're going to save a lot of money too, because these certifications are expensive. You know, I've spent a lot of money on my certifications, and mine is super affordable as it is. But when I'm doing it like this, the level 1's a fraction of the cost. So it's going to be really big. So Melanie, you interested? Yeah, girl. So Flo, Melanie, and anyone else who's listening that's interested, email me. I'm going to set up some phone calls. I'll jump on a call with you and we can kind of just chat it out. I like to look at your charts too and kind of, see where you are and get to know you, because what's so great about it is learning the charts over time, because we get to know each other, such a tight group, and everybody really gets to know each other's process, learning each other's deconditioning, what you're going through, and how to learn, um, how to read each other's charts. So anyways, my point is, I'll look at your charts, we'll get on a call and kind of, chat about it. So if anyone who is interested, let's do it. I really am only going to open up, I think I'm going to open up to maybe 4 spots. Because I don't like the group to be too big. And so it's a really great opportunity. So anyone listening to the recording also, let me know. And thank you guys for being part of our community. You mean the world. So I'll see you guys all next week. Sending lots of love and blessings as we enter in this new stage of the new year. Bye, everybody. Callum is interested. Oh my God, Krista. That would be so fun. By the way, Davidian said he wanted to do a double date with you guys. That'd be fun. All right. Love you guys.